Hello, good morning. It is good morning still. I was going to say good afternoon, but it is 11:30. I've taken a lunch break a little bit early because I've got a meeting at lunch. Who plans meetings at lunch? I'm in the office today, so I thought I would take advantage and have a walk around the lake. Also quite looking forward to my leftovers from last night because that was really nice and a really good meal. I did chop it all up because it was like a chicken breast on top of like buttery potatoes with spinach with like a chili chive creme fraiche sauce. I'm like starving just thinking about it, but I thought getting out of the office and away from my desk is essential. I find it so difficult to actually sit at a normal desk. So we just see if anyone's following me or listening to me. They're not. To actually sit at desk because I'm now so used to my own setup at home where I can have the desk as high or low as I want. Even if I'm sitting, I find that I have my desk quite high because of my back, and so sitting at like a normal desk at a normal height is really uncomfortable for me now. So I think when I actually go into the office, I have to go for a walk at some point just to kind of loosen up. And when I used to go into the office like full time, well, it was only ever part time, but you know what I'm saying. Every day that I worked, there were always a group of people who would go for a walk at lunch around the lake, and I was like, ugh, who wants to do that? Me now, apparently. Me. Also, Lee is really keen on getting his 10,000 steps a day. I'm less rigid now. This time last year was like, have to get the 10,000 steps a day. I'm not feeling quite so strongly about it this year, but just like as many as I can, trying to be more active, trying to eat better. Definitely feeling better today than I've been for the past few days, and I hate that because it means that I probably needed to get out of the house and shake off my routine a little bit. We only actually have to come into the office once a month, and every time I do come into the office, I'm like, I should probably do this once a week because I do feel better, but I also don't want to. It's a weird feeling. It's like a post-pandemic, it's almost like Stockholm syndrome, but for my own house. I've also been trying to wear in these Birkenstocks for about 3 years. I did something when I was out for my walk and I was chatting to you and I was listening to some podcasts. I decided to start another one. I know, we'll see. By the time you see this, there should be 2 episodes. You're the only ones I'm telling. Just let's call this a soft launch. So I would appreciate some feedback if you listen to them. Again, new sushi might be the death of me. Also, putting the podcast on the different things now. Feels like it was yesterday I was doing this for one of the many other podcasts I tried to do. So usually, oh my God, you scare me to death. You scare me to death, cat. Oh, she like jumps out and it's, she's a tiny cat, but she freaks me out. You're freaking me out. Usually I would put my trainers in the washing machine, but I don't think I can do that with Vans because they're like suede, right? She's honest to God, like keep trying to get in front of me. Like, where are we going? Can I get in the car? What's happening? At this point, I feel like I'm being harassed. It's like, oh, she just comes from nowhere. We've had to start closing the blinds at night because we'll be watching something and then all of a sudden she just appears at the window, but it's kind of because the blinds are like, well, half closed. Or not. Because the blinds are like half closed. She appears at the window and you can kind of like see her a little bit and go, oh my God, what was that? She's such a tiny cat, but the way she moves, that's what freaks me out. That is the thing of like the unpredictability that makes me a little bit afraid of cats, which I know sounds stupid, but she appears from nowhere and I'm starting to feel like one day I'm going to wake up and she's just going to be on my face. After everything I was saying yesterday, I was saying to my husband, like, when I pick up Ella, I'm going to go home and go immediately to sleep. I was awake till at least 3 o'clock in the morning. This is not going to help. Also, I was just sitting here. The dog came in and opened the door. This has been mentioned before in vlogs and I didn't realise how abnormal it was. But this door being open is driving me crazy. When Lee and I were first together, he used to always want the door closed. I come from a very open door house, and I just think it was really weird, but you know, you close the door, that's fine, whatever. And then eventually I became a closed door person, and people comment on it when I go around to people's houses. I close the door behind me, like where I go, if I go into a room, I close the door behind me, always. Like if, like I remember we went around to our neighbour's house at some point, and we were all in the living room, and I was the last one to come in, so I closed the door behind me. And later on in the evening, they'd mentioned like they never closed the door, and it was a strange thing that I'd closed the door. And people have commented in vlogs, very rarely, but like enough for me to remember, that they noticed that the doors in my house are always closed. And that is something that I picked up from Lee. And now it genuinely makes me feel uncomfortable that this door is open. And I think partly it's because I feel like I'm watching TV, I'm talking to you, someone else will hear. I feel like I want to close the door, so I'm like, this is private. I think that's why I feel that way. And also it feels like cold. But I don't know if it does feel cold or if it's just in my mind. Either way, I wanted to mention it because I thought it's probably a strange thing. And maybe some of you are closed door people too. I have some friends coming over tomorrow, so I've just had a little tidy up of the garden. I've painted these. I had a clean up in the bar, which I might show you tomorrow. And I've lifted this up a little bit. Tonight we're going to try it out and see, because I ideally would like for the projector to be able to be on there and it project on there, but we'll see. Just a little tidy up, watered the garden. I work late every other Thursday, but I've done it for 2 Thursdays on the bounce. So I'm just about to log on for work, and I thought I would wrap up the vlog here. Thanks for watching. I will leave a link to the podcast episodes that are currently available. If you are interested, you can be my guinea pigs. I really have missed it. And the format is very casual, so I'm hopeful that it's something that I can keep up with for however long I decide to do that. So yeah, the link is down below. This is the teenager's wardrobe.